All right, welcome back. Now still the Good Morning NAIJA show, and we still there here. For those who still there with us, we thank you because this matter we want to discuss so, the matter is very, very serious. Looking at the situation of things for we country and how people they buy. It can't be like saying every day we they check newspaper, we they get information, we they carry and can't give una. We must hear say people don't die. Something don't happen to some people, and they die in numbers. Now we won't carry our focus. Enter the southeastern part of NAIJA based on the things where they share for there and different things where they happen, how the conversation they be. Waiting they cause this insecurity where they happen for there. Waiting be the shell, waiting the things where the government they do to make sure say they calm them down and all the other conversations regarding that one. Now as it be so, they say insecurity. Now 287 people they don't buy inside 5 months for the southeastern part of NAIJA. 287 people where they don't record though. They don't buy inside 5 months for the southeastern part of NAIJA. Well, we get Oga Dotun or John, we go follow us here on this matter. Make we even discuss and make we hear from inside. Looking at the numbers and the analysis where we don't get for here, we go follow and talk. Oga Dotun, good morning. No, I say make we hail you first.
Good morning.
We appreciate you say you join us. Prep day here or Chuko day here. So, bros, at least you don't see that report, and we decide to focus on the southeastern part of NAIJA because of these alarming numbers of people where we talk say where we hear say don't buy. So, from your own point of view now, make we even look out from what do you feel say they really they cause this kind thing to happen and the numbers they increase. As it be so, because some people get their own different opinion, but make we hear from you. How you take Siam?
Okay, I want to thank you for having me this morning. And the first thing where I go talk, they say, we as a people for Nigeria, we must learn not to be same people who didn't die in peace, not to be wishing them to rest in peace. Because you see that majority of this death, what would they talk about now? Now, what I call avoidable deaths, then be. They not be death where be product of age. So I call them unavoidable deaths because if everybody with the inside community, including government, our country people, men and women, if we align and we follow the path of peace and progress, you go think say all these things where they talk not go happen. So I think say majorly, there are a lot of problems related to this thing. Number one thing, they say, I want to remind everyone first this morning, say, the first responsibility of government not to protect life and property.
Yes.
And once we get to a point where government not fit protect life and property again, that means say our government not they do well. It don't fail be that. So we did that level. The second level, now the level of believability. What I mean by believability, be say one of the things where they cure crime from community is when people believe in their government. How do I mean? There's this principle where they talk about, we call it the principle of 10%. In every society where you get to, there's always this percentage of people where one day involved in crime. But now the duty of the remaining 90% to now rally themselves and support government against this crime. But when you there for a community where you don't even get 2% will love your government, you don't even get 2% will trust your government, then it go there difficult for them to actually rally around and say they won't support your government. So I think majorly these are some of the issues where we get for the Southeast at the moment. We get breakdown of law and order where government not fit tackle. We also get the people who no longer believe in their government. So these are the effect. This is one of the reasons why it be like say too many people paying for that side of our country.
Yeah. Dotu, talking about belief and reasons. Now, if we go take our mind back, you will remember say this whole agitation starts with the IPOB, the ESN, and when IPOB started, they started with ideology kind of secession. We want to go our way. It not to be like what we don't hear now, the way they happen, and more so, even the what's it called, the leader of the prescribed IPOB, they don't still even come outside, condemn, say they don't know anything about all this. They don't condemn the killings. And their talk person self don't still even powerful. They always come outside, they talk about, say, they not get and but still this thing they rise. You feel say there is a gap now where we say we not really understand now why this killing still they go on. What thing you think say just creep up, we don't reach this kind of level? We say they're not even the year the Nnamdi Kanu voice again, self. The killings still they go on, the abductions still they go on and all that. What will be the lacuna?
Now, I just want us to be a bit careful, because if we are not careful, we can make the mistake for here and inside the studio and in our community to believe that all the killings where they happen for Southeast, say now IPOB they cause them. You see, the essence of the term security, when they say one community they secure, no be say crime, no they did that community. Now the response of government to crime, now they determine whether community they secure or not. So when agitation come, if government not quick tackle them, there are other people, they call them wicked elements in the community where they always take advantage of inefficiency of government. Let me cite an example with herdsmen attack. When herdsmen began to attack communities and farmland, when government didn't respond early enough, they started kidnapping. Now some wicked elements in those communities, where even be native of those communities, come they hide under the herdsmen wahala, under the Fulani herdsmen wahala, take they kidnap. At least we don't see 2-3 story like that. So I believe say what happened for Southeast also. They say when this crime, when this killing started, government not too quickly respond to them. Now I can't they suspect with my experience of philosophy, say some element also they inside that zone where they take advantage of the inefficiency of government to also perpetrate their evil. Let us cite this example. The way you report just now, I think for that report, where they go there, go kill people. See, no stranger they there. Their community people, when they do their wedding, some people came and cleared them. And IPOB never say to do wedding I crime. So the only thing where they say is that, okay, some of them say, don't participate in election, don't do anything where we get government hand. But wedding, where will they talk about now? Not get government hand. So that will make you suspect, say, there are other elements in the community where don't they take advantage of the fact, say, government not quickly respond, where government not quickly tackle the problem where they Southeast, they perpetrate their evil. This is not the first time. You will remember, immediately where stock exchange crash, I think now 2008 or 2007, kidnapping for Southeast go up, increase, and a lot of philosophers come talk say now because majority of people will get money for stock market that time, when they lose some, they were looking for a way to actually recoup their money, and they took to kidnapping. So there's this element in the community where always want to commit crime, and that is why it's very important. If anything happens and government does not actually tackle it, it can have a ripple effect of some people coming into, it's like having a franchise. Okay. Now, if you still say government not the tackle crime, you can actually buy a franchise into it if you are on the path of crime. So there are other elements apart from this IPOB, ESN story where we they talk about, where they popular for newspaper. I believe with my experience of philosophy, say there be some little element where they beyond that, and you can also rule out the issue of politics.
Okay, so Oga Dotun, talking about government's ability to tackle the issue and how did they use handle them, some of these deaths will not deny the fact that some of them don't be during military or the government intervention, because we see situations where we say face-off day for some of the communities, especially for Imo State, some of the communities from inside Imo State, we notice where it be say, you know, face-off day between the
unknown
proposed unknown gunmen and, you know, security officials will lead to this number of deaths, either from the side of the security officials or on the side of innocent citizens or on the side of the unknown gunmen them. So you feel, say, government for fee handle them differently, considering the fact, say, maybe not be the exact modus operandi they use handle this kind of matter for inside North.
You see, what do they call ideology? Not be a fight of gun. I don't talk calm, tire. I don't tell people, even for engagement where I have with government people, I always tell them, say, now there's this thing where they call process of indoctrination in every ideology and philosophy that you want people to believe. When this process starts, now small, they build their fan base. Once they don't build this fan base, you cannot use gun, tackle them. Now, what do you go use now? Also, your own kind of indoctrination, where National Orientation Agency will get the specific responsibility to do. Because as anybody they indoctrinate, government self get indoctrination, and that is what they call patriotism. Before you go beat your chest and say you love your country, that means that government don't indoctrinate you to love your country. And before you go say, I won't follow IPOB, I won't follow this, I won't follow. Now, process of indoctrination. So if anybody who don't graduate from process of indoctrination, you cannot use gun, chase the person back. Now, another kind of indoctrination, now you go use.
So you feel say clearly government no handle the matter well? So you feel say clearly government no they handle them well?
They know they use gun now. They know they use gun to tackle this matter. What in government they rely on now gun. And you can't use gun, take tackle around. Because now, let's cite the example of the Northeast, for example. People, they fight Boko Haram. And Boko Haram don't kill a lot of people. Government soldiers don't kill Boko Haram. But they still introduce the process of re-radicalization and bringing back to the society some people we don't get indoctrinated into Boko Haramism. Waiting they stop us from doing that same thing in the Southeast. At least let us try. Because government will say they are all different too. But the question they say, have you tried? They never try. So government should look at another direction so that innocent people don't continue to decline for all these things.
Ogado, so looking at the way people they talk, say government, they even respond to the situation for the Southeast, looking at the capacity and how far this thing don't go. Some people they of the opinion say, they suppose don't they declare some state of emergency for some different parts of that region based on the amount of people where they die on a daily basis. Why you feel say this kind of thing never happen? Or until when the numbers reach thousands before government go decide to make a move like that?
The problem where we get, they say we're not to the value human life. For other climb, if one citizen get problem, now the entire community get problem with that. And it's like not be say government they wait for the number to increase. Government don't know what to do. And there's a difference between thinking and thinking strategically. It be like say this thing will be happen for Southeast now, don't pass their power. And there's nothing in this life, nobody in this life, they as arrogant as government. The government don't feel come out to say, this thing don't pass my power. That's why they are still patching it. Waiting they for do at this moment, to cause stakeholder we understand first, not just security, but strategic engagement. Strategic engagement always they provide results where they different from the one way gone they produce. So you engage people, traditional leaders, you engage strategic thinkers, you engage people where feel talk to these people, you engage all these people, you bring them together, you come up with a blueprint of what you go do for Southeast within the next 4 years. When you come up with this thing, it will shock you what some of these people are going through. So when you come up with this thing, when you engage the people, I know that process, peace, we go free procure peace.
Yes, Ogado, to what you talk, it did very, very nice. But you go remember, say, when Professor Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, come into power, this now waiting, he tried to bring in a different rules of engagement with these people. They commit all these bad things for Anambra State specifically. Now then it introduced people like them, the Charlie Boy, Oyeka Onwenu, and some sound-minded people.
Peace committee.
Peace committee to come inside the UT to see how the fit talk. And more so, this sit at home, he still try to address and say make people go back to their business, say they cripple the economy and all that. He tried to take a different approach. But at the end of the day, the more that they try to bring in this carrot approach, even go as far as seeing IPOB leader make it for just speak to them through a brother. He still talk. He go all those ones, snap picture with them, just to try another kind of approach, the carrot approach. But at the end of the day, you still say these things they persist. Rather, even the worse, even as far as to behead who they represent in your own constituency. So with all this, which kind of approach you think say the fit take again? What will be the way forward? As a man of strategies.
What happen be say if let me make a cite one example. I get two friends, one are Kunle, the other one are Bayo. Kunle come offend me. Instead of Kunle to come and apologize to me, Nabayo come, they apologize to me. If you get that situation, though I accept the apology of Bayo, but it no go dey effective. Like when Kunle will offend me, come apologize to me.
Yeah.
The problem where they get for Southeast not be against any state government. The problem where they get for Southeast be say they not believe, majority of them not believe in the Nigerian state again. So the best way to approach it is not to be sending third party to them because they don't get issue with the third party. Now the first party they get issue with. So if federal government show genuine commitment, not be said by one governor they go there, show genuine commitment, engage these people. Now the federal government they have issue with. I can tell you as a matter of strategy that this will go a long way. And there's a lot of things where there's a lot of discussion they go on behind the scene where people know they see. For example, we don't get people from Nigeria we still as high as 20 billion naira. And by the time discussion day for backdoor, they say, okay, from this 20 billion, how much you don't spend? The person can say, I don't spend up to 18 billion. No, now 2 billion remain. They say, okay, bring the 2 billion because the 2 billion way still there in hand. Go they helpful for government. And after giving the 2 billion, they say, oh, yeah, go, you are forgiven.